We about to get right into this. See what's it about. Make sure I run the likes up. Sub if you're new. But if you want to watch this video with our commentary, head over to Red Tree Stories. Or you can search this title up. You'll be right into the video. But if you're here to watch us react to it, shout out to you. Appreciate you for tuning in. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
On October 28, 2015, police responded to a 911 call. The call
Tired of this shit. Keep doing that too. Let me sub to them real quick.
caller claimed that they had just walked by their neighbor's home and they saw their neighbor's body lying on his porch. It appeared that the victim, 38-year-old Jonathan Sherrill, had been shot and killed by a shotgun at close range. The police found a used shotgun shell nearby on the victim's lawn, but that was all the evidence they were able to find until they spoke with his neighbors. One neighbor told the police that they had seen Jonathan and an unknown female outside. The female was attempting to kiss Jonathan, but he denied her advances and told her to leave. Another neighbor had cameras outside of their home that showed a vehicle pulling into Jonathan's driveway. After a few moments, Jonathan, his dog, and the unknown female are seen on camera. After about 30 minutes, the female leaves, but the same vehicle returns an hour later, which was when the shooting took place. The vehicle then drives by again, about 5 minutes later, and the camera is able to pick up a blonde female as the driver. After looking into Jonathan's life and the people he knew, the police found out that the female driver was 34-year-old Colette Collins.
It's coldish, so sorry about that. I'm not sure what they told you when they went out and caught you just now.
I can assume what it's about. I wanted to stop by because I hadn't seen him since he had his DUI. I was going to go check up on him. I know he's been suffering from depression and the restaurant closing and everything, and so I went over there to check up on him, and he was doing good. He had a peel mask on, and he was in his robe. I guess they called him
like
at an
facial?
all-time, a facial. He had a facial on, and we just sat outside and talked. We just talked.
Did he know you were coming by?
No, he didn't know. He
You
didn't know.
decided to surprise him.
I was on the way home, and I was like, I'm passing his house. I'm just gonna stop by, because I don't think we've ever really communicated over the phone. It's just like I'll see him, or he'll come by my house, and we'll hang out, or whatever, whatnot.
Jonathan owned a bar that Colette and her husband, 38-year-old Sam Collins, would go to often. Jonathan and Sam had become very good friends, but because Colette had a history of cheating on her husband, Sam stopped spending as much time with Jonathan.
We really didn't have that close of a relationship. He was just someone that I could talk to.
What about he and your husband? How was their relationship?
They had a good relationship. Yeah, I mean, at first they were better friends than he and I were, and then I don't know if my husband just started getting jealous of him and I, like, hanging out.
You mentioned the whole Facebook thing led to jealousy.
Yeah, that was way before any of this, but yeah, he you know, he gets jealous, but so I was like, okay, and that's what he doesn't know. I went over there that night. So I had the house. I'm like, what is it? Because I don't want him to get upset with me for going over there, you know, and
Do you and John have an intimate relationship?
no.
Have you ever?
No. I didn't hear about
Hey, is the video still going for you?
Yeah, it's still going for me.
It's froze on my screen.
Hell no.
Like, it's just her sitting there, legs crossed, and it says I didn't hear about what happened. Bro, what the fuck just happened?
If I do. Still froze?
Girlfriend. purple. I bring it back. That shit.
You working? Is it working?
Oh. Like I'm gonna have to show you the recording. That's what I'm. All right, play it.
No
There you go.
bad call of judgment, but I did open that line. My husband hasn't had a drink in over a year as of September 1st, and he doesn't like for me that, I don't
Right.
want to bring it around him. So I kind of rode around and drank on that bottle of wine, and I took the other bottle home with me and gave it to my mom because she drinks red wine.
Yeah.
Oh, I brought you a bottle of wine home.
Yeah.
And
Where did you ride around to?
a little bit of, just kind of staying close to home, but 46 and the farm area and back through his neighborhood. I think I went back through there maybe one time, and I had another friend that kind of went by her house to see if she was still living there. And
So when you get there, you leave. Which way did you leave? Which way did you come in? Did you come in by the pool, or did?
I think I did come in by the pool and turned in. Now I can't remember if I went out and went that way or if I went out and went that way. Is that alcohol? I can't remember.
Colette's story would explain why she was seen on camera driving around Jonathan's neighborhood. The problem is, why was she there around the exact time the shooting took place? The other issue the detectives have is they know Jonathan was addicted to painkillers. They also know that Colette's husband had also been a pill addict and a dealer. He had been sober for a year. Is it possible that Jonathan's death had something to do with their drug addiction?
To where all of these drugs were so easily accessible to John. That's what got me. And where did he get the money? And did he owe them money? Or I don't know. I don't really want to, I don't try and get into that scene because I don't want to.
Yeah, and that's kind of the commonality of the people that got your husband. Y'all don't fit in the mix unless there's something going on your end as well. I mean, a recovering addict or a recovering alcoholic does not put themselves in a social situation. And that's what I'm waiting on you to tell me is, yeah, my husband, and I don't care if he sells or deals or whatever with these guys. We're trying to find out who it is that John is indebted to. And this little network of folks, I mean, somebody's got to hold the answers.
I really wouldn't know that information,
I mean, do you know if he and Josh and Corbett, are they all buying from the same person? I mean, your husband, is he using it all that you know of?
No. Yes.
Do y'all own any weapons?
No.
None. No handguns, BB guns,
What's up, fuck?
shotguns.
What a BB gun gonna do?
Most people that live out there
You gonna shoot somebody out with that motherfucker?
We can't have weapons because he is a convicted felon. I can't believe anyone would do this to him, to John, and we cried about it, and I'm just, I don't know what you think. I really don't know what or who would do this.
Nothing intimate happened.
Nothing would happen. We hugged, I think, twice. That facial was throwing me off. It wasn't very sexy at the time.
That's weird.
That facial.
Colette explains that a month prior to then two men stepped into the home and fired off several rounds from the shotguns they were holding. Her to call those with his history. He didn't think it would go well for him.
Why do you think somebody would come to your house and do that?
From what I heard on the streets is that someone said we had all kinds of money on hand.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look in our bank statements and we're like through the hundred.
Yeah, how y'all ain't evicted yet?
Behind,
That's
right?
crazy. How y'all ain't already be put out yet?
3 months.
Because they don't be playing.
Crazy.
For real.
I'm like, we don't have
Hey, you're
anything.
Who do you think did that?
I have no idea.
And your husband doesn't have any idea?
No, we have gone and talked and
Do you think he would tell you?
Who, my husband? Good question.
And that's what I get at. As far as like trust goes with you guys, aside from the infidelity, I guess, that he doesn't trust you for, or, you know, he's paranoid about, would he tell you if he was back in the game? And the reason I ask that is because, again, look at the people that he's got
Around him.
around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not, you've been out of work, you know, I don't know how much money he's bringing in, he's not getting disability, and randomly these people show up and shoot up your house, and he doesn't want to call the cops. You know, if he's clean, did they go in the house looking around for anything? I mean, there's
I know,
it
but
stinks.
it does.
It stinks.
It does.
Would he have had a stash for them to take?
I know when he's on coke and pills and all of that, and he knows that I would be gone the minute I saw it, and so would our son.
It troubles me to know that somebody comes into your house, kicks the door open, discharges a firearm where a family is housed, regardless of whether or not they were there or not, and you guys don't call the cops. Like, that just, it makes no sense to me. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you that, you know, I believe everything you're telling me, because I don't. I mean, it's...
She's about to cry and everything.
Too
Like,
much.
you see, this woman, this is a good investigator right here. She is cracking her. Look, she about to cry, bro. She is cracking, bro. That's crazy.
Going on around you guys for it to be as innocent as it is. Obviously, in your face, you probably know that there's
upset, like,
sure. I mean, whether you're concealing a relationship, whether your husband is back in the game, whether he was on a bender, why the cops were. I mean, all of these questions that you're giving us don't make any sense. You know, I wouldn't be pressing you for those answers if I thought you were being honest with me. That I'm really having a hard time with is the incident at your house, your husband's involvement with these other guys. I mean, you guys may have been down here a short time. Some of these folks have been here for a long time. So we kind of know, like, it just, I don't know. And you're either going to somewhere deep down inside choose to tell me the truth, or you're not.
Well, I have been telling you the truth. I have been telling you the truth. And as far as people that have been here longer, I mean, I don't be a liar. I can't. I really can't. There's to do that, but just the manner it was done. I've never been to where I just saw him, and that's the last hug I know I'm ever going to give him. I don't know. I'm not good with it, and especially like murder. I've never known anything like this before.
Although Colette appears composed and shows none of the typical body language cues associated with deception, detectives decide to make one final attempt at pressing her to see if she'll admit to knowing anything about the murder.
How did you know that? Because you said it a couple times already that you were the last person to see him alive. What made you think that? Like why? How did you know that?
Well, I knew I was one of the last people at his house. I didn't know if there was anyone else for me. It was him. But, I knew that I was there that night.
Your car was there with you in it, plain as day, right before and right at the time that it happened. Okay. So we've got all that on video. Okay. And
You ain't getting out of that. You ain't getting out of
Yeah,
that.
I was about to say,
where the connection is
you
there.
get up out of it and tell
Okay. And as upset as you are about it, and you're refusing to believe that your husband is involved in drugs anymore, that your husband's involved in any of that stuff, and yet you have people kicking in the door, shooting enough bullets to where they're picking up shells and still leaving some behind. But that's just a random thing that happened. Apparently doesn't have anything to do with anything. And you think that it sounds like somebody set your husband up for that set y'all's house up to get hit. But you don't think any of this has to do with drugs or any of that, and that there's no connection between you. It sounds like y'all had a pretty tight knit group there. So what are you not telling us here? Because we know that there is a good bit more. Because there's a lot that that we know that we haven't told you yet. A lot that you know that you haven't told us.
I mean, rattling my brain at what it could be. I'm not quite sure how I feel like do I need to get a lawyer?
As soon as Colette says lawyer, the detectives are forced to stop the interview. At this point, they believe that Colette's husband may have started selling drugs again, and John refused to pay his debts. They decide the best thing to do is interview her husband and see what he has to say.
He was angry with Isaiah because he was spending, John was spending bukus of money with him on pills, like every day. He'd go through 10 to 15 of them things a day, and they're selling them at $30 a piece. You gotta think that's like $400 a day.
That's crazy.
All of a sudden, he started having money trouble with the sipping cow thing or whatever. And he had been telling me about it because he'd stop by sometimes on break, vent to me about this and that about business, because he's like, I can talk to you, you're a little bit smarter than those guys or whatever, and you understand. And so he was having money, and he was angry because they wouldn't either front him pills for later or just give him some or whatever, because he felt he spent so much money. Why not? He said, well, we all need to band together and get him or whatever. And I'm like, what does he mean, band together? Like, who's banding together? I'm not banding together with anybody for anything that he has going on. I know that. I told that to Josh.
Before you go further, how do you know John?
And at the time, I had just got injured and I was seeking more medicine as well. So when I first hurt this leg is when the hospital sent me out with basically no medicine. So I went on the hunt for medicine. And that's how I ended up getting intertwined with these people and everything, because I was buying pills to...
Take me, what your relationship with John. Do you guys ever have any issues? Or tell me how many did you see him? Did you come over every day? Did you go over to his house?
I went over to his house one time, and he generally would come over to my house. And for a while there, for a couple weeks there, he came over nearly every day.
Mm-hmm.
But it was out of convenience, that his work is there and his home was there, he would call me just to shoot the breeze. Or
I mean, we're not here to jam you up in any way.
Yeah.
But I just need complete honesty from you. Okay. Have you ever had anything in your house that you sold to him, such as narcotics or anything like that?
No.
You never sold him any drugs?
No.
Did you ever let him have any drugs that you had in the house before?
What do you mean you're not trying to jam me up? I mean,
No,
what kind of question do you want to know?
What I'm saying is I'm not going to arrest you for distribution of whatever you gave him. I'm just trying to establish a relationship that you had with him.
Yes, he did come over, and I did give him some medicine from time to time, yes.
And did he pay for that medicine? Or did he give you, like, items like a watch for that?
Well, I think the reason he gave me this watch is because he knew he wasn't going to have any money, and it was sort of his way of buttering me up.
I got you.
And then he told me he was going to pay me later, and that was basically how our thing went. He's like, well, I'll pay you later. You know I'm good for it because I got these stocks and this going on and these comic books, and you know about my watches, so why don't you just give me those, and I'll pay you later.
Right.
Gave him some and gave him some and gave him some, and then he didn't pay me.
But how many total do you think he got from you over however long that was?
I don't know exactly. And you're telling me you're not going to jam me up?
I'll tell you, you're not even in our jurisdiction. Okay, you're actually in Beaufort County jurisdiction with the Bluffton Police Department. So I'm not here. We're here to investigate a homicide.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not here to investigate a drug case. Okay.
Yeah, that was somewhat our relationship because he knows I get medicine.
Okay.
So I can have it sometimes, and I knew other people, and I knew I knew Isaiah as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that relationship there because there was some of the time where I did have some of Isaiah's, and then he would come and get them and go to work or whatever.
Now, if he knew...
Actually, I think Isaiah might have been the first person that put me in touch with him, now that I think about it.
If you both knew Isaiah, why would he not go directly to Isaiah and go to you instead?
Convenience.
As far as location or...
Location and...
Or less money or...
Not less money, just less time.
Okay.
Sam admits that he would sell John medication when Isaac, who was their dealer, was out of product or not around. He also admits that John ran up a tab with him and he never paid. The detectives believe they are heading in the right direction, but soon they will realize that Jonathan's death had nothing to do with drugs or his ability to pay for them.
But I mean, I quit doing all that.
That's fine.
As soon as I lost that money,
I believe you, man. That's cool. That's cool.
Would John?
Because I know y'all have probably seen into my past. You know, I used to do a lot of stupid stuff. I used to deal drugs. I got in trouble for it.
Okay.
Ended up getting shot over a year ago, and ever since then, you know, I don't really want to talk about it. But you know, I was in Allendale in the wrong place at the wrong time. So after all that, you know, I've really just been standing back from it. You know what I mean? And then the pill thing was just in my leg.
That motherfucker learned his lesson, bro. Sometimes you gotta know when to detach for something, bro. If you get caught selling dope, 9 times out of 10, that means you need to stop. You're not a good dope dealer. If you get shot behind that shit, 9 times out of 10, you need to stop because you moving sloppy, bro. So luckily, he learned that.
I ended up getting involved with these people, and then Josh Moore and whatever. But go ahead,
Do you think that John might have mistakenly got in his head that you were still selling and had money in the house or something like that?
Possibly.
Okay. Tell me about this incident that occurred. These guys coming up to your house. I'm not too familiar.
At first, I was in my bedroom one night, and I hear somebody with the AC unit. And I go, and my mother-in-law, I mean, she thinks it's raccoons because she'll throw scraps out in the yard or whatever. And she's like, oh, it's probably a raccoon. I've seen them out there, you know. So I go out there and I look and I don't see anything, and I go back in my room, and then the next time I hear somebody kind of talking. Yeah, so they were on my porch, and I looked through by my wife's vanity in our bedroom. I could see through the blinds, and I could see over, and I just saw a guy in a yellow jacket, and then another figure. I couldn't really tell much more because I back immediately, you know. And then, so whenever I saw that, I figured I'd try to spook them. So then I flipped the lights on in my room and came out the den and flipped the lights on. So I get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? Like, we're calling 911. which we didn't. I just heard him bolt, and I could hear him running across the yard. And then I waited a little while, and I saw a car leave from down the road hauling butt.
Did they ever fire any shots at you?
In Colette's version of this same story, she claimed that the two men came into the home and they fired several rounds into the walls and ceiling.
How do you, from my understanding, there was some rounds, there were some bullet holes in your trailer.
In my house?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. There were some that were there when we moved in.
So that didn't, so there were no bullet shots this night? This night that these guys came to the house, they didn't shoot at you, is what I'm saying?
No.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You said
But that's what I made Josh think, because Josh starts all the rumors.
okay.
So I did that on purpose. I'm
That's
trying,
wild, man.
hopefully, more so they leave me alone or something.
What did you tell Josh
I
happened?
told Josh that some guys came in and shot at me,
Okay.
and then I shot at them, but I don't own guns.
Okay. And you,
And I was lying when I said that. That
You-
never happened. That was my way of making him think that I was armed, or if somebody came in my house, I could get rid of them or whatever, because obviously I can't have a gun and I feel vulnerable
Right.
over there. Who was home when?
when this happened?
they came to, when
Me.
Didn't you just say that your mother-in-law was there? You just said that you just said some.
I'm fucking dead, bro. He just got caught in a lie just like that, bro. Cooked.
about the record.
And I quote,
No, she was
mother-in-law
talking
in the house at time of robbery.
No, I didn't say anything about a robbery.
Not robbery. I'm sorry. She was in the house.
You were like, you need to take better notes.
Okay.
She was there the night when I saw the guys on the porch. Now there was a few nights that I heard people out there and stuff. Now the night that he's talking about when my door supposedly got kicked in, she wasn't there. I was there.
About your relationship with your wife. I mean, you guys been married for how long?
14 years.
14 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you guys have like a rocky point somewhere? Yeah. What happened
A
with
couple years ago. She just, I don't know, we were having issues, and I think with her it might have been some addiction issues she was having with pills, and I was trying to get her to stop, and she didn't want to stop, so.
She was addicted to pills?
Yeah, and I was just trying to get her to stop, but when she gets in that mind frame,
She ever mentioned
there's no
pills?
stop, there's F you, because you want me to stop, or you're trying to stop me. And
Said the same thing about him. That
Taking off.
he used to.
Y'all both?
But she ended up going up to Augusta and told me she was staying with her mother and her aunt. I looked into my phone records and realized that she was talking to somebody up there. She was talking to. Why are you looking around? Because I'm looking there.
No, because I'm looking for my phone. That's all. That's all.
Oh, damn, why you talking?
That's what I do when I'm thinking about it.
No, it wasn't had nothing to do with
Just
you.
try to
I was
remember.
looking at my phone.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Anyway,
He's my
so
Oh yeah, so he about to start an interrogation.
saw,
He gonna start
yeah.
an interrogation.
Okay, hey, why you looking down there?
So, yeah, that went on her phone that she'd been talking to another man, and I figured out who it was, and it's a guy named David Heyman, and it turns out that it was her stepmother's brother, which was just terrible to me. So, shit, I can't remember. I don't like to remember.
That's okay.
You know what I mean? I really don't want to
That's
talk
fine.
about it.
No, that's fine. I gotta ask, are you aware that she was over his house the night he was murdered?
Damn.
She did mention me when she's there.
Okay.
Why did she tell you she didn't tell me?
No, I don't know if you knew her now. That's what I'm
Oh.
asking you. If you knew that she was.
No, she
over
told me that she stopped by.
Okay. Does she normally stop by his house?
That's what I asked her.
Yeah.
And she said no. She said she just wanted to stop by just because she had, was concerned about him or whatever.
Okay. Now, Tuesday night, where were you?
I was at home
You were at home.
with my son and
Okay. What
mother-in-law.
was home too?
I mean, I did, hey, have you been going over there? I was like, because Josh called me and told me what happened, and then I was like, And then she said, well, I was over there last night. And I was like, why were you over there? Like, what the heck are you doing over there? And that's when she told me. And well, I stopped by because I was concerned. I was like, well, is this something that you're doing? I was like, because I would like to know.
Right. Do you think that she might have been intimate with him?
I sure hope not.
I mean, because, and not to bring up a sore subject with you, but you remember her behavior when she dealt with your stepmom's son. Does she kind of exhibit the same behaviors over the past couple of weeks with John? What do you think was involved with this?
I honestly think that he incurred a drug debt with somebody else.
Would you give us consent to search your house and your vehicle?
No.
You want to give us consent to search your house and vehicle?
No, that's just
okay.
Feels like invasion of my privacy, and there's
that's why we asked for consent.
Yeah,
I mean, I figured again, that just helps eliminate you more.
Before they end the interrogation, the detectives have one last question for Sam. They want to know why his story about the two men on his property was different than his wife's version.
Going back real quick again to that night, the other thing your wife told us was that when she walked in the house, she actually picked up a couple of shell casings left from when those guys came in. She said, basically what she told us was that they kicked in the door, you're in the bedroom, they look in the bedroom, see you, blindly fire a couple shots around the corner in your general direction, and then take off, basically, is what happened. The story from what you've given us, it kind of raises questions about what's going on with that.
I don't know why she thinks it happened. I mean,
it may not be that specific, but she did say she picked up some shell casings.
Yeah, I remember her picking those up.
So where did those come from?
I don't know.
So these guys did fire at you, or no?
No.
I mean, it's not gonna. Reason why I ask is it's not gonna change anything. We just need to know if somebody's willing to try to kill you, then they may also be trying to kill John.
Yeah, they fired at me. I just don't want y'all messing with me. And
we're not here to mess with you. I already told you that.
Yeah, they came. Yeah, they came through the door and fired at me.
Okay. And did you fire? Did you have a gun? And did you fire?
No, I hid in her closet. Flipped the lights out.
Okay.
About how many shots did they fire?
Just two. How would me shooting back change any of that?
Because it's going to scare them off. It's going to scare them off. They're going to know that you're protecting your house, and they're not going to come back. I mean,
well, I probably scared them off.
I would do the same thing.
That. Okay. Let's just say that I scared them off.
Okay, you scared them off.
Bro shot back. He shot back. Or that's why she was picking up the shell casing, so he wouldn't get in trouble. And that's why he said don't call the police, because he knew he was going to get in trouble for being a felon with a firearm, bro. This man.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
But I currently have weapons or anything like that.
Okay. Whose weapon was that you used to scare him off with?
I didn't necessarily do that. I scared him off. That's all I want to say.
Okay. You can't tell us how you scared him off? I mean,
you pretty much know already, so no, I can't. I mean, you.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Again, you're the victim in this situation. You're allowed to defend yourself, especially in your house. You ever hear of the Castle Doctrine?
What does it say? The felons can have firearms? I don't think so.
Well, what it says is that you're allowed to protect your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm aware of that, but I don't have anything else to say.
Okay.
Without a lawyer.
Okay. I understand. I'm not here to jam you up.
Asking her, were forced to let him go. At this point, the police back to where they started and had no idea who killed Jonathan or why. A week later, Sam was pulled over for speeding, and the police found some marijuana in his possession. They also found a single shotgun shell inside of his pocket. The shell matched the ones found in Jonathan's yard the day he was murdered. This gave the police probable cause to search Sam's home, but they came up empty-handed. The police also got a warrant to search his phone, and they found a single...
sloppy as hell, bro.
Colette was a driver, and he was just... realized he had a cane.
Yeah.
Could have just pulled up with her. Remember the whole jealousy shit? And then blam.
That shit crazy.
Colette told me you came up. Blam. you ain't gonna do shit to your wife. Ex-wife.
Text message Sam sends. The message read, I hope you don't wake up from this text. Put gun in back of truck. The police tracked the number to an ad Sam's home. They spoke with the owner of the home, who explained that yes, he had let Sam borrow a shotgun for protection, and that Sam had returned the firearm recently. He then showed the investigators the shotgun, told them that it hadn't been touched since Sam dropped it off. Several tests were run on the firearm, and it came back that not only was it the same one used, it was also covered in Sam's DNA. This was the break the police needed, and Sam was arrested and charged with murder. Almost immediately after Sam was arrested, his wife asked to speak with a detective, claiming she wanted to confess to what happened.
After I left John's, I went home, and we got into a fight, Sam and I.
What was the fight about?
I don't even remember everything. He was mad that I went to John.
There you go.
He was upset with me because I had already gone to John's, never talked out. So he automatically thought something was up when there wasn't anything. But I was just concerned. I was truly concerned for John. And I didn't know any of this had happened until I saw it in the news. And I just knew, I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I go to leave, and he grabs me, and you're not going anywhere without me, and, chases me down, gets in the car, and then at that point,
You actually got in the car and were pulling away?
Yes.
Okay.
And at that point, I didn't want to take the fight back to the house because of Chase being there, everything. And we rode around talking.
Where the argument happened at that point?
A lot of it was outside on the front porch. And he was getting really loud, and, I couldn't control him, so I just was like, I'm out of here. And he ended up in the car, chased me to the car, and we didn't go too far. I don't even remember exactly if I even pulled out onto the road. I pulled right into our little drive, that's where those cones are at the top of the hill, and stopped. And then I was like, okay, I gotta get some sleep. I've got to be at work at 8 in the morning. I don't need this shit. Nothing's going on. Nothing's, you have nothing to worry about with Johns or anyone. I didn't know whenever he got the gun what was going to happen. And I know that.
So you went back to your house?
We went back to the house.
Okay.
And he had bringing that gun since Cody gave it to him for protection from the Oregon. And, he was constantly paranoid about someone coming back. And so he had that gun, and then he was like, well, let's go talk to John. I want to confront him about you. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Buddy just got killed for a girl that don't belong to him.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do at this point. I don't know what to do. And we ended up getting into more of a fight, and I threw my hands up and told him to get out. And I left. And then he called me and said, I need you to come get me. And I had no idea what happened, what was going on.
So
he just kept saying, let's go. Come on, let's go. Where are you?
So he went there.
I'm like, what did you do? Did you talk to John? What did he say? I'm like, did you hear what he had to say? I know that him and I had nothing going on. And he wouldn't anything. Went home. I slept on the couch, and he slept in bed.
In the end, Sam would be convicted of first-degree murder, and he was sentenced to the rest of his life in prison. In exchange for her testimony against her husband, Colette was sentenced to 15 years in prison. What do you think about this case?
She still got cooked. She still got cooked for 15 years in prison. She was crying at the mug shop, bro.
I was like, yo, I think the husband did it. Like, oh, nah, her story not. She was nervous. She was scared, bro.
She was covering for him. And that's why she still got hit with that 15 piece, bro. Because she got
technically
you was in on it at that point.
You went and picked them up. Yes, you didn't drop them all. but you wouldn't pick him up, not knowing what the fuck happened. Well, you should know. He a jealous husband type shit. Told him over here, so that motherfucker. You went and got him back. Brought him home. Nigga, you, was it talking a fugitive or some shit? Some shit. But, yeah, you was going down too, sis.
She definitely did.
Felon. Yeah, felon with a
Her eyes,
gun.
her eyes watery, boy. She was crying. Hey, y'all let us know what y'all think about this one, bro, in the comment section below. Yes, sir. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4.